Good morning, everyone. This is the CEO, King Calvin Jones Jr. of WCJC multinational digital broadcasting company located right here in Detroit, Michigan. But we go throughout the earth. And I just wanted to take the time out to talk about something that was very serious on my heart, and it is the love money note. So many of us over the years and even decades have went to war for letters. How is it that another person will kill another person over some notes that are written by two individuals that made it to the White House? Now, they had a vision to be a blessing to people. Another key component I want us to look at today is that the United States of America didn't say at that time that they were the United States of America by having a United States of American conference. They pretty much just put people in they thing, never really saying that a person was. After so long, everything else loses its validation. And so, if that loses its validation, then why come you don't have to renew your citizenship to something that you didn't know you was a part of in the first place? See, as an African American young black male, that's a lot of stuff right there. God gave the ability for man to name all these things, but they got a little carried away. Now you an African American, black male, Capricorn, all of this stuff, Christian, all this stuff that people can call you as, but everything but what you call yourself. And we got to go back to what God has called us. He say for the brothers that read the scripture and not was just a hearer, but a doer, you are a king and a priest. You cannot allow the enemy to take it away from some notes, because now you will lose the authority that God gave you. You will lose the authority that God has given you to be a powerful person in the earth atmosphere, if we must say. The earth atmosphere, like we got the atmosphere, but the earth atmosphere is something that is controlled by the planet. And this air and everything is controlled by the planet or the universe. The universe gives oxygen to the earth. Many people really don't realize that. I never really thought of it myself, but I really see it for what it is. I really see the earth atmosphere. I ain't say atmosphere, I said the earth atmosphere really has devastated many people. I'm just going to say it like that. It's devastated the natural mind. Because when we get to like atmosphere and all that, it's kind of similar to the earth atmosphere. But the earth atmosphere is basically the earth has some things within it. Like the universe may not have water at that time. But when we see outer space and things, most of the time we don't see water and other things. You might see land, but you never really see a bunch of water or airplanes or aircrafts like we see here on the Earth atmosphere. Now, many people have gotten, since they've been born through the years and decades, through many different history teachings and things of that, and documentaries, you've seen people just name things, whatever they wanted it to be. And after so many years, you can't come along and say something different, even though people have. Just like what my theme was when I first got on here. I started talking about the money note, which is a letter. I mean, to me, it's like any other program that one looks at. Like you got WIC, you got food stamps, you got all these different programs. So when one gets a money note, they think they're more superior than the next person because they've got a lot of money notes and the next person doesn't. So that they feel that they have the ability. That's just like saying somebody has food stamps and somebody doesn't. That doesn't give you the right to look down on somebody else. That's like another example, primarily. It's like saying somebody has Social Security and one doesn't. Do that give you the right to just do anything? No, you don't have the right to just treat people any old way. I don't care if you got a house bigger than everybody in your metropolitan area. It doesn't give you the right to downgrade somebody else. You are to show love to people that you have not known more than those that you know. See, the truth of the fact of the matter of it all is that many people have become Judases in life. They become Judases. Instead of loving and praying for their neighbor, they downgraded, betrayed their neighbor. Now everybody talking about they know God. You never ever seen God. Couldn't imagine what God looks like. Truthfully, no man has never seen God. And that's the truth of the fact of the matter. It's so deep. We never even asked, like, God, how tall are you? God? Some people make God the same height that we are. And that's not necessarily true. See, I say that to say we got so many mental capacities of information that this world has given us that we confuse even our own selves. You can confuse your own self by taking something and using it for profane or vain use. Like, for example, the money note. Many people have stole for it, will kill for it, and everything. Actually, it's got more attention than any other thing. People want to kill for it. They will kill you for something that somebody else has created. They will kill you for a piece of paper with a man's face on it, with a number on it, with signatures. Now I'm thinking about primarily, okay, for example, that's like saying that I have my U.S. Press ID right? And I decide that I want to make duplicate copies to help other people out. Now, God can give me the heart to do that. To say that I'm so blessed that I want to bless other folks. That because of the favor on my life, that the people that are connected to me can be blessed just by receiving one of these identification things that I've had. Then I could take it so many facets of ways. Any way that I want to take it now that I've actually done what I needed to do. But as things can't be intended to be evil. Certain things in life have been created to cause chaos. In the earthmosphere, we must understand something. We cannot act ignorant in these days of opportunity. These are nothing but days and times of opportunity. And one must really fully grasp the emergence of the time that you're living. You must really, really believe and love the opportunity that you grasp in life. So many people have failed to realize this and cause confusion and strife and animosity, which has led to thousands of burglaries and thefts and lies and killings. Why do these things happen? I ask myself this, I ask myself, and not only do I ask that, I have to petition the one that's the creator of everything. And I had to say, why are we killing each other when we could have been creators creating what's creative? Wait a minute. If I'm truly blessed and highly favored of the Lord, then I don't really have to be gone on somebody else's way of lifestyle. I don't have to say, well, for these particular people, I have to follow that way of lifestyle, that I have to do it this way and do it that way, because that's what we've been made to believe. That is slavery. That is slavery like it's never been before. I mean, organizations say they have a country, and this country here that many of you all still dwell in. We think, okay, that we United States citizens, but everything we done fought for is becoming valueless. Every right that was created seemed like it became a wrong to us. We say, yeah, we can have human rights. They say, oh, when did you have human rights? They say, we got civil rights. They say, oh, when did you have civil rights? Or we say, civic rights. What civic rights do you have? Or amendment or constitutional rights you have. They know what they have, and they weren't intending it for everybody. So my thing is, if it's not intended for everybody, everybody's not a part of what everybody else starts. Even the words of the living God even goes to say that there will be some people that ain't even a part of what you are part of, but still bless them. And see, what this country doesn't know how to precisely do as of yet, they try to force themselves. And I'm going to say the truth of the fact of the matter of everything in this particular situation, because it is a boggling situation in the minds and hearts of so many people. And let me tell you one thing about this. The God I serve knows all about the intents of the thoughts that's in the heart. He the one that tries all these things. And I would really like to deal with this on today's time on here, on this broadcast. This is a huge broadcast because so many people have done brutalities over it. Yes, they done brutalities because of this. Why is 90% of the things done? You got to use force. Why do you have to use force and not get force put up on you? See, it's got to be even. But we make it odd. We make it odd to really connect with one another. People don't want to connect nowadays. It's just an imposterism. It's imposterism. And what that is, they know how to duplicate it even when it's false. Imposterism is they practice this lifestyle of being people that they really are not. For a prime example, many thousands of people duplicated Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley, never really knowing who they were. So many people go around just like Jesus Christ, and they want to duplicate being Jesus Christ. How many people that you know have come to the scene and showed you with their hands that they got a nail scar print in their hand and that they've been wounded on the cross of Calvary? Or even to go to spec that they say they from Jerusalem, or even knew who the Father was and the angels. Many of them have done this type of thing. And most of them, I even went to a lot of them, and I've seen them on television talking about they were Jesus Christ of Nazareth. It was this point, it was a prime example. He had to be from Nazareth. See, most people are not from Nazareth. If you check their birth records or even their baptism records, they still was not born there. You might have been born again, but Christ was actually born there. That's how you know who he is. But it is dumbfounded many. These ideologies and others have baffled many people for many decades and centuries. As far as life goes, people really have been ever learning. That's the thing. They've been ever learning, never able to come into the truth. And you're thinking, you are ever learning, meaning you're always learning, but never able to gain the truth about why something was created. Like I can look at the money note and see that, okay, God say by me kings reign and princes decree justice. So I understand that a king can do certain things. Because God said, by me kings reign and princes decree justice. So I can see how they would duplicate this money thing to be a blessing to people. Or was it created to be a blessing to people? Or was it created to have you, first of all, in mental slavery? Before they can get to the heart, they have to get to the mind. They have to make you think about it for you to start loving it and receiving it. They have to get the mental. If I can get to mental, I can get the whole body. Is what majority of people think about. If they can make you fear, then they got you. Most people like to tell you fear, and let me tell you how fear produces itself. Fear produces itself first in a thought process, the high place, which is your thoughts. He wants to produce it. He wants to make you think it. So then if you think it, it can now be attached to the heart. And this is what many people have operated off of in life. It's by the way of fear that they do things. But if it's really intended to be something that God has institutionalized, as some of the great orators say things nowadays, they can speak everything perfect. Very perfect, very eloquent, but become stupid and dumbfounded in other things. Like how much, now, it's not to hurt nobody's feelings, but how much it costs the professor. I've said this before in my life, but let me tell you this. How much does it cost the professor, or did they cost the professor anything before he started teaching the university or the college courses? Did he have to, by the way of history, did he have to get a degree? Or did he just study it and begin to teach it to other people? Most people, as you know it of today, entrepreneurs, 9 times out of 10, ain't got to go to nobody's school, but they can make millions of dollars. Today, they make millions of dollars. People, I know people that have had testimonies. I have crossed people that they've never had a college degree. And there's people that we have heard of in history that have never had a college degree, but it can teach you how to generate the money note by doing other things. But the truth of the fact of the matter is the money note itself the money note itself is a blinder today to many people's lifestyle. Some of us will work like Hebrew slave, Indian slave, African slave, mental slave, just to go nearly kill yourself and torment yourself just for a few money notes. So you think every day I got to get 20 money notes. I got to get 100 money notes. I got to get 1,000 money notes before I become successful. I need 20 letters, which 20, you need 1 billion money notes. You need 1 billion, in other words, 1 billion letters. Oh, my. You need 1 billion letters before you actually become successful in life. Most of us have trained ourselves to live under the curses of other people and not the blessings of other people. If I was to take a survey of how many people are still United States citizens after the fact that, first of all, you ain't got no First Amendment right. They say you had the freedom of speech. Then when you say something, they want to come against it. But I thought there was a First Amendment right, so I'm not United States then. If I'm a United States citizen, then I have a First Amendment right. Or if I'm a United States citizen, then I should be able to have the right to bear arms, which I do got the right to bear arms. I got the right to bear my physical arms and any other arms that I have. But they say you don't have that right. But we always proclaiming that we are so-called Americans, but never really had no rights. No rights whatsoever. I mean, the day when you think one person, that God has created one person to reign in royalty, or one sector of family to reign as royal, is the day you've been deceived from who you really are. You're much better than anybody else too. Think about it like this. This is what I like to tell people when I do the Jones family royal government. And then I want the eloquent orator to come up against me on this one. When I say I'm royalty, I don't have to wait and prove myself that I'm royalty when they bury me. Well, they're not going to bury me. Come on out of here. And they think, well, you gotta go some type of way. That's what you think. But according to what I think, I'm going to inherit the earth. And that don't mean that the earth is going to be on top of my coffin. Because I don't have no coffin. I'm not going to be coughing to get in a coffin. Get it? So many people have put it out here in many ways, many of these different ideologies. This is what I'm talking about, because all these ideologies started somewhere in life. And most of them came from ways to get the money no. Most people have treated the money note like it was FIA and WIC program. Like people get their WIC program. Oh, I got mine. You better go get yours. Or they FIA program. Oh, I got mine. You better go get yours. Or SSI program. Oh, I got mine. And you better go get yours. But it all symbol back to one thing. It's a government program. Whether you got SSI, FIE, or any other benefit that I did not mention, it still traces itself back to the money note. It's many ways to help you get the money note in society. See, some money notes, it go to people justifiably. Like if you're going through a health condition that you are unbearable with or can't tolerate, what winds up happening is there's assistance that you get. Well, like SSI, FIE, and all that stuff like that. You know, because of your ability to not do what everybody else can do. You're not able to do what everybody else can do. And we have gone through society and we have compared ourselves to the next person. But like I was getting ready to share the parable about the royalty is you got to pay all this money for a coffin and a luxury limousine, and people have to respect you when you're passing by. How come you're not a royal person? Because that is a royal limousine that they pay for the family of the loved one, if there is a particular situation where they can identify your body. Now, not everybody gets that privilege, but most people who have never been royal in a day and time have perished and got more respect in a death than they did in a living. And that is outrageously crazy. So why do you have to do things people's way? You don't have to do things the way people want you to do them. People want you to do things their particular way. If it's not their way, then everything fly high. But according to the words of the living God, it says that each and every one of us got dominion. So, for example, you have dominion over everything that you created. You didn't create me, so you don't have dominion over me. I'm not a part of nothing until you suggestively come to me and say I'm a part of something. See, some of the times people think they have jurisdiction over people that they don't have. And it's thinking of yourself more highly than you ought to. Then nobody really connect the way that they did. Like some organizations, they say that they have these governments. I say, well, how many people, you say you were global, this, that, and the other, but how many people suggestively accepted that you are? And if you are, then hooray, hooray to you. But for some people, it's not that way. It's not that way. And how could you get involved with somebody else's blessings in the first place? Well, some folks, they so busy being in other folk business. They think, okay, I can jurisdictionalize everything that you are. But the truth of the fact of the matter is that's false. You can't think that way because you've tried to say, well, we provided everything for you. You didn't provide nothing for me. It's what you got to understand. When you think that you provided, you're not in my household. You're not my father. You're not my mother. As a matter of fact, I don't even identify who you are. The only way you can identify who I was because you stole information you're not supposed to have anyway. Most people, they find out about stuff because they stole or got information that they wasn't personally supposed to have. You don't have jurisdiction over nobody but what God created you to have. That's like somebody saying, I got authority over your kids. Say who? Say when? When we had money involved in this. Well, I say you a dummy. Because the truth of the fact of the matter is you don't have no jurisdiction or dominion over somebody else's life. I don't care what program you start. These floozy programs that they started are nothing today. They all off of evil, conniving ways to manipulate people. It's all scams. How is it you're going to be in somebody else's business talking about friends of the court? The court ain't never been nobody's friend. Okay, they never provided no food, no clothing, and no shelter. They're finding out ways to, when they got rid of the commandments of God, of course they want to do things their way. So it don't matter what they say today. It don't matter what you say. If you a judge, it don't matter what you say because you're not the highest judge. It don't matter what you think of yourself. You think of yourself more highly than you ought to. You don't have no jurisdiction. I don't care if they gave it to you. Not over my particular life. I don't have to respect nothing that another person does. According to what I have, did I appoint you judge? I never appointed you judge, so you don't have to be. I don't have to respect you as a judge. Because I didn't vote for you. I didn't put you in. So who are you to come into what I do? You don't have, I didn't vote for you. I'm not no petition. I'm not a part of nothing that you do. But that's what they make us feel. They make us feel like, well, you have to face this judge. I say, really? I don't have to face nobody because first of all, I'm not even what they call me. I'm not what they call me. I'm what God called me and what I call me. If I call me this, that, another, that's how I'm going to live. It's not what you think about another person. It's about what they think. What they think is going to become more than what you are unless it's positive. And if it's something positive, maybe so. And even in that, you can't put people thoughts what you think they should be. You can encourage them that there's other opportunities, but you can't say, I think you should be this, that, and the other, because that doesn't mean that it's going to work for that person. And sometimes people have, like in my life, they thought they can jurisdictionalize me to say, I'm going to do everything their particular way. No, I don't have to do it no way. No, I'm not in nothing until I put myself in something. Then I'm accountable to something. If I put myself into something, then yeah, I'm accountable. But if I'm not accountable, you can't put no jurisdiction. I'm not a part of your laws. I'm not a part of your laws. See, you made yourself a part of your law, but you got to stop and say, look, first of all, my First Amendment rights ain't going. So you asking me why I'm talking because I got a First Amendment right. When I don't have a First Amendment right, you don't have a First Amendment right. And then it's Second Amendment right. If you don't have a second, if I can't have the right to bear arms, what makes you think it? And then if I'm not a United States citizen, then you better get going on because we about to have a military war up in here. Because the simple fact, you don't believe what another person believes. People want you to believe what they want to believe, and it's still traditionalized lifestyle. It's traditional lifestyle because you want everybody to live like you live, like even the way they do. It's another money scheme that they do in life. And another money scheme is they say, you got to marry the way that we marry. Let me tell you something about this way. There is no book, chapter, and verse. No book, chapter, and verse where God does marriage the way none of these religious people do it. Not at all. No, don't know where they get it from. He never did it that way. We want to go back to the original way of it did. Let's go back to Genesis, the first book of the Bible. Before all these mixed Bibles and everything else came out, there was Genesis. One thing that they all can agree to is the Genesis. Let's go back to Genesis. And in Genesis, God made man and woman who he put together. There was no judge at the time having jurisdictionalized stuff over. So when people start having jurisdictionalized over who you gonna marry, that's still another way of controlling. That's not freedom. That's a way of control, because they want to tell you how you're going to do things. You can't tell me how to run my lifestyle. You didn't create me. I'm not accountable to you, God, and say you're accountable to the governor, the mayor, the president, and all that. I'm not accountable to none of that, because I never agreed to none of that. I never signed a petition. It's everything. If things lost its right, then guess what? They lost their right over jurisdictionalizing themselves over a person. I'm not particularly a part unless I join it. Like when I joined the NRA organization, that's when I had to become loyal at that time. Before that, I ain't had to do nothing they talked about. You know why? Because I wasn't a part of it. It didn't bother me. You know, when I became a part of it, then I can accept. But once the membership over, I could choose not to think another thing ever again. But I can say I had once thought like that before, and nobody could say nothing, because I choose what I want to do. Don't nobody control my thoughts. See, this is the way. And the main thing will be, don't let things control your thoughts or your heart with these little money notes. Yeah, you could do some good, but you could do even more good without it. Why do you gotta wait till you get some money notes? What if they don't have it? That's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna create something. I'll say, well, hey, shoot, I got a press thing. Mine is different. It's a press. You understand? I got a press ID. And so my press ID can go two different ways here, you know, because I still have the rights to do certain things that other people can't do. But I can say that this can cause wealth for the people. Why? Because God has blessed me. I can say, if you got a copy of one of these can cancel all your debts. That's what they tried to do in the United States of America. Then it took like billions of notes before you became somebody. Now you think you somebody because you got a billion notes, so you look down on somebody else. You think because you can do something greater than the next person that you can look down upon them. You think because you smell better than the next person that you have jurisdiction over them. You feel because you got degrees that you're better than the next person. But let me tell you the truth of the fact of the matter. Until you find out who the true source of everything that you get. See, unlike you, I know who's the supplier of all my needs. God is my supplier. If you never give me not one note, He gonna still give it to me. He'll make the people who created it go give it to me anyway. That's the truth of the fact of the matter about it. Because I am different from everybody else. You can't force me to do that without getting forced. See, the only reason you get forced is because you put force. That's bullying. That's what the United States have did in many years. But it wasn't intended to go that way. You get corrupted people in anything, and they can change the vision of how something was supposed to go. Now to say, we gonna take over all this land. No, they just had a song back day in the day. This land is my land, this land is your land. Now look, we come to an agreement. It ain't just one land. But then as years go by, it ain't being my land no more. This land is my land. and they make it personal. But I say, well, how is it if my God created the earth, and I got to go to my God to get the commandments, to get the law, to get the judgment and the statutes, not the statutes made out of cement, but the way of living for a lifestyle, and you have the jurisdiction over me. God never told me that you got no jurisdiction over me. I'm not supposed to be accountable to your way of doing things. He made us to have all responsibility. I'm the head just like you the head. I'm above only just like you above only. I'm the lender just like you the lender. So how do it make you think that I'm under beneath you or anybody else beneath you? You are royalty. But they make you follow their way of things and they become frustrated. You can't get frustrated because you think you have authority over somebody that you don't have. First of all, you need to take a census of how many people really belong to you. And you'll find out really you ain't got nothing. Some people swear up and down they something. Then you'll find out who is who. You'll find out who is still an American. How many people, let me tell you something about this. See, this is wisdom. You ain't got to be a rocket science to find out this. If you're losing rights as an American, and America stole the country from the Indians, and there's true facts that they did. You understand? They went to war like they did like the cowboys and the Indians. They created weapons. So all of a sudden they thought that that's going to stay that way. It's not going to stay that way. People going to have the freedom for themselves. Everybody is going to have the right to think how they want to think. People want to be in control. And that control, Satan is a liar. I don't care what you thinking. If I can cast out that devil in you, there's nothing you can say or you can do, because I can cast out the evil spirit far or near. It doesn't matter what you think or say. There's nothing that you can say or do to make me think anything contrary of that. You can't make me think contrary that, oh, if I do it this way, that you got dominion over me. No. You don't have dominion over me. Only person got dominion over me was my father, my mother, and the God that I serve. That's who had dominion. But then when that changed up until I was a certain age, see, that was a certain age. Then when I got to a certain age, then I started having dominion over who God gave me dominion over. So now I got children. And the systems of this world is manipulative. It's deceiving. It's nothing but a con artist scam that they have jurisdictionalized and made it up to make vain babblings of God's word. To say, okay, we can control the way things gonna go in your household. I say, excuse me, you don't control nothing. You can't even come to me without me recognizing who the heck you are. I don't care who you are. You don't have no right to come to me in no form, shape, or fashion. I don't care who you was representing. You don't have no jurisdiction over me. And no matter what I do, let's not request of you to come before me. But if you ain't coming before me in that mannerism, you will never come before me. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. And if I want you to come before me, you can come before me. But if I don't know you, how you gonna come through any other way? See, that's what happened. The enemy want other ways to attack you. And most of y'all have betrayed people thinking that because you got 1,000,000,000 money notes, 1,000 money notes, 1,000,000 money notes, that you better than the next person. But I'm on WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company today to tell you something. You are no better than the next person. Stop sticking your nose up in your little snotty nose doctrines on people. It's wrong to think the way that you have been thinking. That is what they call unhealthy living. You can't put what's in a strange land up on somebody else. You have no right to tell somebody this is what they gonna do, unless they become useless and say, hey, if something happened to me, you can do this, that, and another, but you can't justifiably do nothing. That's when you become evil, and evil into your heart. And most people, they have had evil enter their heart, and they think that they something. But the word that I'm saying today is telling you, you do not have jurisdiction over somebody else's household or territory or region. Everybody is kings and queens in their own rightful way. You can't come up and say, in this household, they got everything everywhere. You can't come in there and tell them what to do. Well, guess what? They royalty. You can't tell them what to do, how they gonna do it. They might need a little help because they don't know why they here on earth in the first place. So they begin to lack because they ain't talking. And I understand most people don't talk a lot. And now I'm like that. I remember coming up, my natural daddy that I had, we went shopping. And it was Payless shoes and some Jordans. And I'd rather choose Payless. Or sometimes I might not even say I want anything. But unlike my brother, he wanted to get all that other stuff because it looked better. But I decided that, hey, that looked better too. Which one of us became wiser? It's what you gotta think. I had to become the wise one. First of all, I was born first. So I'm going to think more wiser. Even to this day, I'm the wisest one. I'm the strongest one. I'm the strongest to went through what I went through and to move like I move for God. Can't no devil in hell tell me nothing different. Because I'm connected to the source. I never lose that ability to who I am and whose I am. Some folks think because you are so deep with God sometimes they think you're nothing. But that's a false lie. I ain't gotta do everything that you do to prove to you who I believe. Some people think that you intend stuff for them all the time. That's because of their thought process. They can't think no higher than what they think. They deceive their own self. And they start coming to me telling me I'm not a king. I say, you need to sit down and read my jurisdictionalized bylaws and life, because you ain't gonna come against me and tell me I'm not. I don't care who you were. Ain't no rinky-dink peasant in my life gonna tell me anything. And that's people who walk past my life. It's spirits that talk a lot of times. There's not necessarily people, but it's rinky. I'm going to change that. You rinky dinky spirits that want to say, oh, you ain't this, you ain't that. You ain't who you are. You don't even know me. Most people, they come to me, act like you know me and what I'm involved in. You don't know me and what I'm involved in. If you know me and I'm involved, you ain't got permission to know me. And you get the right. Most people think they have a right to think they can identify. There's people that want to become spies in society in many different ways, and ways you couldn't even fathom. It'll drive you insane if you knew the ways that society can get to you. If you knew the ways, it go beyond ways of stuff. Way beyond your wildest imagination. Yeah. People, imaginations get them a lot of trouble today. And that's why I'm taking the time out, because I'm speaking what's on my heart. But it started in my thoughts. It was what I was thinking about. And there's no limit to the things that I'm going to say today on this broadcast, because I'm going to tell somebody you need to be free from some things. You need to be free from thinking you're less than what you are. Just because you got a couple of money notes don't make you more successful than the next person. You really got to get off that and have faith. That's the highest way of living. You think, oh, I got me a house, I got me a car, I got to do this, that, and the other. God say the birds don't do nothing but fly. If they go down, they can get something to eat at any given time. But jealous people, they hunt the birds. You will hunt the birds. Let them eat. Go do something else. But the enemy come to steal, kill, and destroy. We think, well, because we got dominion and power, we say, don't tread up on me, but we want to tread up on everything else. You got to change your mind. Talking about don't tread up on me, but you want to tread up on, hunt everything else, but don't want nobody to hunt you. That's what's wrong with this America in the first place. You want to do things wrong to other people. And then when it come back to hunt your tail, you don't want to say nothing. Or you don't want nothing to happen back to you. Don't tread up on me. Wait a minute, you the devil, I'm going to tread up on you. Don't talk about me not treading up on you. I'm going to tread up on you. If you was a demon, I'm coming after you. I'm going to crush. Not only I'm going to tread on you, I'm going to crush you as the worm that you are. I don't care what you have. I don't care what you create. I will destroy it. You got to know you got to destroy any canker thing a canker worm can create. You was just the embryo that got knowledge and life. So you think you powerful, and the next person, you got to be crazy. God didn't create. He created a people. And then people come to a lifestyle and they think, well, because I created this, I can destroy everything. I can destroy every man in the universe. Oh, really? Did you create? Did you have the plans to do it? Was you the God that created the earth? So how you going to destroy everything on earth without getting wiped out yourself? You think if you do that, you're going to commit suicide. And that's something that God is not in for. God is not in for no suicide missions. You can't create you to kill yourself in the process of that. People thinking outrageous nowadays. Thinking that you can do this, that, and other. Ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. Thinking that because you look a certain way or you sound a certain way to a person that you got some type of dominion over the next person. That don't mean nothing because you're doing that. That doesn't mean that you have power. Oh, I would do this and I'm going to do that. Man, you can't do anything because you don't even know who the heck you are in the first place, and the power that you can really gain. But thank God that you ain't got it, because you can do some destroying to your own self. That's crazy. Now, I know there are people that came into a knowledge of God, but man, what if you use that in the wrong way? Or what if you don't use it at all? Some people, they knew God, like many people connected to God and can never get themselves out of it. Could have had the courageousness to say, you know what? I'm going to stand up and say something. And not only am I going to stand up and say something, I'm going to destroy it. You got to understand something. God can use you as a battle axe. He can use you as a battle axe. Now, see, as the CEO of WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company, I can say this because I'm the chief lead activist in this movement. So I can say what I want to say. It's my movement. And I can go throughout all the earth because God created me for a purpose to be on the earth. It ain't what you think, whether you like it or not. Mind your business. Mind your business. Mind your lifestyle. Or however you do things. Don't get focused on what I'm doing, because you're going to find out I will dominate you because I'm a dominant person. I'm made to dominate the birds of the air, the beast of the field, every creepy thing crawl up on earth. So if you're a creepy thing, I'm going to dominion. You think it's the other way around, but you're going to be deceived, because I'm the head and not the tail, above only, not beneath. So things going to change around here. You understand? It ain't the way that you think. It's the way God thinks. You think that you in that position. You are deceived. Most people, they rallying all around. Hooray, hooray, hooray. It's people that ain't even got no power. And they making themselves think because they got buildings and money notes and stuff like that. They got something. But the truth of the fact of the matter, they're powerless. I don't care what you create. You create an atomic bomb and blow yourself. Or they're going into a malfunction. Or God will create somebody that'll create something that'll dominate that. Matter of fact, the mind of a man can dominate any weapon of a weak individual any day. I'll tell you that much. And that's the truth. That ain't a lie. That a person that thinks strongly about God can overthrow anything that ain't of God. I put that on that like that, ladies and gentlemen, because the day is coming. You need to become a WCJC activist for real. I'll support you. I'll support you. This is not about just no radio stations. Most radio stations or anything else that we competitive like that. You can never compete with me. Just put the word out there. This ain't no competition. So don't come at me thinking it's about competition. This ain't about competition. This is about life change. I've been doing it before you started breathing. And that's the truth of the fact of the matter. Some people think that you're trying to do what they do. You ain't trying to do what they do, so tell them to get off. They ain't doing what you do. You the head, not the tail. Tell them to stop focusing on me. You gotta let people know, get off of me. Get your thoughts off of me. You underneath of me. You ain't over me. Because you can have $1 billion money notes. Wait a minute, my God created everything. You can create your ending too. He know the beginning from the ending. He know, well, I know the day that you was created. And I know the day when you're going to be discreated. Come on out of here. This is more than what people would expect in life. We do everything, like I talked about a little bit, the marriage thing. How you going to tell me that I got to do marriage your way? I want to do marriage God's way. I ain't got to do it no way that people put up on me. They think you control, because you did this, that, another guy to do it that way. No. Let me see if any of these friends of the court understand the Bible. You don't understand the Bible? I'm not under you what you got to say. You ain't no friend of me. They said friends of the court. That's a big scam. It's a big scam. It's a big scheme because I don't even know them. I ain't know them until it was time for them to think about money. Then they want to say that they going to get in and do something. You can't do nothing because still you don't have dominion. And if you biblical, then you override. And then you try to, if you unbiblical and try to override God, then you wrong. It don't work. You can't say how a household going to go. You got to ask. If you're a friend, you got to ask. But you're an enemy. So if you're an enemy, you don't have no jurisdiction over nothing. And I will say that to the whole entire world. People think they friends, but they enemies of you. How they know you? They don't know you until they went after the money. If there ain't no money involved, what was they doing to help you in the beginning? I don't even know you. How you some friends of anybody? You ain't no friend of nobody. It's all a big money scheme. They try to collect something. It ain't what they collect. There's no way in the biblical reference that they created. I never knew when it was created. It's a bunch of injustices. It's all a way to think of a money scheme. When I think about it, I be like, man, they don't even know. They creating money schemes all day long. So that's why God gonna place judgment all day long. All day long until y'all get it. And y'all ain't getting it yet. You understand? The truth of the fact of the matter is God is going to judge. God is going to judge every day. Every day. I don't care whether we acknowledge it or not. It's judgment day every day. Yeah. Ain't like it. God don't know what I do or you do. He know what we do. God knows what we do. Ain't like he don't know what we do. You know, we got a choice also to get help in the process of it, to say, look, God, I need help with this particular situation because I got off focus. Some of y'all done get off focus, and I know what I'm talking about because I had got to that point too. I understand the mind of mankind today because when I thought like that, now I understand. See, like, whoa, that's some destroying stuff. If you think on too much, if you get idle-minded, you'll waver off and do something you ain't think you would do. You'll find something to replace your God. Oh, and let it be another man. And some of y'all will do that. Some of y'all will find another woman to throw you off for. Then you become reprobate, doing those things which are not convenient to do. What's not convenient to do? It's not convenient for you to do nothing that you're doing. So you got a strong delusion. It's so strong that you're wrong when you think you're right. You can be thinking that you are so right about a situation and you are so wrong. But you got a strong delusion. People get married the way God did. They did before God. They didn't need a third party. If you say you was with this woman, was your woman, it was your woman. Point blank. If the woman said that was her husband, it went like that. In agreement. Do you agree? Did God create you for me? He didn't. Then you go. Who was you created for? He created you for something, somebody. You can't get mad. Let me tell you about something. You can't get mad if somebody wasn't created for you. If you weren't created for me, time will tell that you wasn't created for me. I can't get mad or upset that you wasn't created. I remember true testimony. When I had my first wife, I did things traditionally. And I was thinking like, oh, I'll never do that again. It went away. God seen it was pleasing because I tried to do it right. I was like, I didn't make her my wife at that first time. I did things with her. But when I decided to make God my way, I put God first. And I said, hey, make this young lady my wife. And I did. And things began to change. Oh, then things changed. So much change that I had to put her away. I said I ain't want no more of it. And that was biblical. And because I went through that way, then I had to deal with that situation that way. But I don't have to do things that way no more. I'm really not doing things the way people say do it intentionally. I'm going to tell people, because the truth of the fact of the matter is what you got to understand. You don't have to go through what nobody go through in life. Just because they went through and they think it's right, I don't care if they successful at it. Don't mean it's meant for you. Just like I can do broadcasts and say you're an activist. You may not be an activist. You might not ever be a WCJC activist because it's not in you to become that. I understand. Maybe you'll become an NAACP activist. Or maybe you'll become a National Action Network activist. But become something for your people. And then you don't even need them. Start it for your own self. But I know as far as me and my house, we started WCJC even if you never connect. But I know the difference. Because thousands of people have actually got to hear my broadcasts. And I am humbled by that. And I got facts that my broadcast have over 1,000 plays. So it can be played unlike everybody else. You can't show me, unlike everybody else, you can't show me the facts that I can show people. I can show people I got thousands of people that listen to my broadcast. And 1,000 more gonna come in the glorious name of God. Because God, I put it in my heart. I said, God, that my audience will be the congregation. My congregation will be the family of God. That's my family. Those people that hear what I say, that's my family. That's who my family is. It's not who they told me my family is, but my family is those who come and connect to the family. There's many ways you connect. Like I got the JFRG. You can come through the Jones family, royal government. We family. Once we family, man, can't nobody do nothing. Can't nobody do nothing. Can't nobody say nothing about what's going on because I got an ordinance. I got a structure for my household that can't nobody give me unless I agree with them. And if we agree to something, it's going to be equal. It's not going to be over equal. And most people got that over equal mentality. Well, we'll connect, but I'm going to have to be over you. No, we got to be equal. We ain't no over. God didn't put you over me. He made you equal to me. Or you ain't doing nothing with me. Some people come out of slavery. Let me tell you this. Some people come out of slavery and then do over slavery. In other words, what do over slavery mean? That means that they become just like the people that put them in bondage. They get out only to put people in what they was coming out of. Over slavery. Over slavery mean not that they got over it, but they creating it. And you can take it that other way too, that you can get over slavery. You can get over slavery, but people got an over slavery mentality, but never really got over it. Some people really never got over it. They never really got over it. So WCJC is not just a regular, traditional, multinational digital broadcasting company today. I said all of that to give you a foundation. There's got to be a foundation to the broadcasters. And WCJC is just another way of saying you're a family member with us. And when you become a family, I know you as royalty. I look at you as a royal person. I respect you for who you are. I don't look at you underneath who you are. Now, don't think that you can override. That don't mean that you can override because you learn some things. That don't mean you override me to be over me, but it makes you equal to me. It makes you equal. People want to be over equal. That's what I was saying earlier. That they want to be over equal. How about we just be equal? Anytime you over equal, you have a slavery mentality. When you have a slavery mentality and you over equal, then that means that you have put somebody in bondage. And that's not fair. And you're going to seek a severe judgment from God. When you think you over equal, you ought to be seeking every day, how can I make another person equal to me? Not over equal or under equal. You need to understand they're going to be either equal or it ain't going to be nothing at all. Seriously, you need to think today. Do I want to be equal? Equal is the best, is the middle, is the balancer. But if you're thinking over equal or under equal, that's not fair. Over equal is too much. Under equal, you ain't equal yet. Become equal in the earth atmosphere. Become equal in the earth atmosphere. In the earth atmosphere, you must become equal. Equal. No matter how far or near a person is, they can become equal in the earth atmosphere. In the earth atmosphere, you can become equal. You can become yoked up. The yoke, the anointing destroy the yoke. The anointing destroy the yoke. I destroy yokes all the time. The way God had me do it, I'm destroying yokes. Even on this particular broadcast, I destroy yokes many ways. But I tell you today that there's freedom out of all of this, out of everything that has cluttered up your mind. There's freedom today. Won't you seek that way of freedom? Freedom is your kingdom, because the root word to freedom is free. And what we do at WCJC, for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So that means for me and my business, they gonna serve the Lord. You know, people that come up, I'm creating something, you know, that's gonna come magnificent in its time. I'm not aborting the vision regardless to whoever connects to me. I'm not aborting the vision for naysayers or people that's complicated in their thoughts. There's people that come to me that's confused about doing stuff, and then you say they one thing they're gonna do one thing, and the next thing they change, and they think you gotta be a slave for them. But we break that mentality today. We break that mentality today. You don't have to think like no slave. You can have faith and favor. I petition you, become a WCJC activist. We've become family then. And you become a family business. It become a family business. This is going to be a family business, a platform where we can talk what we got to talk to throughout the earth. That's what I had abroad. I had this in mind for when I do my Jones Family Royal Government, so we can speak out to the public and they get to hear what we got to say. You understand? For those that want to be interested in hearing what we got to say on our network. You understand? A lot of people don't have that. A lot of royal people don't have their own broadcasting station. And furthermore, they never did any things that I've done to be royal at any particular time. They even did the first thing. They was just inherited in it. But I had to go through something to say that I was going to be who God called me. I wasn't just a hearer, but I was a doer. I'm not just a hearer of what God say. I'm a doer, so I put it out there. And then I even let people see what God is doing. He's doing a new work in my life. I'm King Calvin Jones Jr. You know, whether I call myself King Calvin Jones Jr. all the time, I don't have to do that. Just because I'm in a Jones family. Let me give you a little one-on-one Jones Family Royal Government in this one. As I do this WCJC broadcast, I'm going to let you in on the Jones Family Royal Government. See, the Jones Family Royal Government, I could talk about that because I'm the CEO of WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company. So I'm going to let you know about the Jones Family Royal Government. See, being King Calvin Jones Jr., I have the right to say what my family is going to do. So we became royal, you know, to help not only our household, but many households come out of bondage. So I got another program that I started called the United Countries of the World, which is actually a government. It's a government. It's like an established government that I have started, and I do my works in that way. But I started it. We got a website that's viewable at www.cbpm.org/United Countries of the World. That's what we got, because what's going to come through my household or people that connect to me is going to be the United Countries of the World. See, that's the vision for United Countries of the World. See, whoever connects to me becomes a part of that vision. Like I told them, we're going for 10,000 members. And whoever connects to the Collective Black People Movement is through me, they automatically going to be a part of the United Countries of the World. And that's what we wanted to let people know. It's just like that of the Jones family government. If I do a broadcast, like I can do a broadcast even now, and say if you want to be a part of the Jones family royal government, there's many ways to go and be a member of the Jones family royal government. You know, because it's needed. We need people to understand that there's history. With the last name Jones itself, I'm already royalty. Whether people recognize it or not. It's not some make-believe stuff. Like, I don't have to make believe anything. I am who I say I am. You can check my ancestry. You'll see the record like, whoa, he really is who he say he is. It ain't make believe. I had to come into that knowledge of why I was hated. People wanted to come against me, and why they want to come against me when three kings came together that had dominion. That's why I know about dominion. These three kings came together and formed the name Jones. So you don't know why I'm in a position like this. But I was born in this. I got birth records that say my name is Calvin Jones Jr. But what that Jones stand for is the king in me that I was going to become. I was already a prince. I didn't walk around with Prince Calvin Jones Jr. Sometimes I was Bishop Calvin Jones Jr. People knew me as that, as a prophet Calvin Jones Jr. or something else. But they never seen me as King Calvin Jones Jr. because I didn't come into that full knowledge. But when I did, I had to change it. I said, yeah, I'd rather be doing this. This gives me the freedom not to be in none of that stuff. You know why? King is better to me than a bishop for me. Because in the Bible, a bishop can only have one wife. A king can have more than one. You understand? Read the Bible. King David had more than any bishop ever had. And that's why I'm King Calvin Jones Jr. Because I want to be fruitful and multiply in every area. Kids, wife, whatever. And that's not going against nobody else's particular belief, but that's my religious belief. And United States wise or Kingdom of God wise, I know a lot of leaders and I'm a part of a lot of different councils in life. I've been accepted in it by being a humble fella. I've been a humble fella in society bit, but I ain't gonna let nobody jurisdictionalize me or make me a part of what they want to be a part. I'm not deaf and dumb. One of the true facts of the matter is I ain't gotta let you know nothing. And I don't want to let you know. You want something, you want to know something, I'll be like, why you want to know all this information? Do I want to let you know all this information? When did I become a part of y'all program? I let people know that. When they come up against me, I'll be like, wait a minute, excuse me? When did I become a part of your program? And when did I validate you to have these jurisdictions? That's why in the United States, you need to send a paper saying, are you a United States citizen? No. Then they're going to say, where do you belong? I belong in Africa. That's where my ancestry was. You know, that's why I'm all African out. Even though I'm not, like, I wasn't born in Africa, but I'm classified as an African and American. So as an African and American, I'm not an American African. See, that's the difference. See, I know the difference. I am not a clown. And that's unity. Like, okay, we equal. Africa and America. I'm from Africa, but I'm in America. I'm an African American. So they must understand that, first of all, I'm an African American. So we equal. The day that we don't become equal is the day we have real issues. That's the day we have issues. Because when you become over equal or under equal, things become wrong. We start at equal. See, I'm an African American, but when I become American African, we got issues. And we got to sit down and get those issues together to see, why do you as an American, think you got more structure over me as an African when we started off equal? What evil spirit creeped in you to make you think that you had jurisdiction over me when we was equal? I didn't think I was over you. You didn't think you was over me. But we had to have love. I don't mean negatively, I mean righteous love. Not the fruity love, because I don't get down like that. King Calvin Jones Jr. doesn't tolerate that negative. I don't believe in the delusions people give that he, she is cool. Nah, I'm cool on that. I'd rather not have a jurisdictionalized church that'll teach that, because that's not the way God did it. Any organization that want to have dominion like that ain't nothing. Don't think of yourself more highly than you ought to. If we put you in position, then you have power. But if we didn't validate you, you ain't got no power. I remember back in the, let me tell you something. Back in so many days, slavery days, black people fought to use the bathrooms of them. Why do we have to fight to use the right when we was African American? I thought we was equal, but there became a problem with under and over equal, but we never became equal. But the truth of the fact of the matter is we got to become equal, not over equal, not under equal. Not us trying to reign over y'all and y'all trying to reign over us. We being respectful. That's what works. That's what works. It doesn't work when people think they over or under. It becomes when we equal. Now, when you think you under or over somebody else, then you have a real issue, and you have to get checked by that, because you don't understand your position in life, and you betrayed your people for the money. Yeah, people want you to betray people. You shouldn't be betraying people because of that. That's just another welfare system that you're working on. You don't even know it. Because they're actually in the Bible, the government is like far down past the prophets and everything. I don't know what y'all thought. But they not over the way God has. It was never created to be like that. God created all men be equal. When Martin Luther King Jr. said that, they had a problem with that. They said, oh, y'all ain't going to be equal to us. We want to have dominion over you. Well, get rid of you, because you are the issue. When you don't want us to be equal, but you want us to be over equal, you got a problem, and that problem is going to be crushed, and we coming after your head. Because that's a lie. It is supposed to be equal. Ain't supposed to be that I'm looking to have dominion over you, or you having dominion over me. We got to get to the point that we equal. It ain't no under equal. Over equal. I ain't got dominion over you. You ain't got dominion over me. You ain't connected to me. So you ain't my son or my daughter. I got control over them. Don't nobody else got control over them, even if I give them control. It's only how much control I give them, right? I give them so much room before I say, let me tell you something. First of all, I don't need none of y'all stuff. If y'all think y'all gonna be jurisdictionalized over people and treat people unfair, that's not real. I say that's not real. People lie to get where they got to get to. But they never have the real knowledge. But I tell you today, get the real knowledge of why you going through what you're going through. That we gotta be equal. Ain't no over equal type stuff. Ain't no under or no over equal. It's either equal or you got a problem. That's like a government can't think that, not can't think, but they do think they have dominion over another government. That is either under equal, over equal thinking. And the next thing is going to happen, that government is going to retaliate. Because they're going to say, you're not going to be over equal to us. We're going to get to a responsibility that you do that and we do this. Now here, this is what we got to do here. You're going to either do it this way or we going to have to figure it out some other way. But we got to get to an equal point. And that's what we want to do. And I say that as a people that have not even yet connected to WCJC, but will be able to hear this broadcast that's alive, that you will be able to regain your rights. You will begin to operate, like no other. You are powerful. You are a creator who can create what's creative. Get back to that power, that ability. Nobody can take that away from you. People try to take that away from you, but you got to fight the good fight of faith. Let me tell you that God say, fight the good fight of faith, lay hold unto eternal life, until thou art also called in a good profession before many witnesses. You must do that. You can't let people that's on welfare, you got $1 billion welfare. So what? You are off the government $1 billion welfare. You understand? You are off another man's blessings and what they did. You are for what they feel, not all for what God feels. And that's what I want to petition you to do today. Stop thinking that you're better than another person because you got $1 billion, $1 million, or $1,000 in your pocket. So now you can look down on another person and think that you're more than you ought to be. You're not what you think you are. You're thinking of yourself more. You're becoming a harsh taskmaster. You're becoming brutish. You don't want to become brutish. You don't want to become brutish thinking that you know everything. Some things are done in secret, not openly. But what you do in secret, God said he'll do it openly for you. That's why I want to let you know, when you become a member with JFRG, Jones Family Royal Government, we give you opportunity through our broadcasters that go out throughout the earth. We give you opportunity to connect with us. Actually, I prefer you to connect that way. If you don't become a WCJC activist, that's another way that you could become a part of us, become a part of our big family, is networking with you become a part of the family. When you connect with WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company, you become a part of our family. We were like blood type stuff. You become our kinfolk type stuff. So I wanted to just take the time out in these minutes that I've been on this broadcast today to let you know you can connect with us so we can help you not have over equal or under equal thinking, but an equal thinking towards you. I petition it whether it's a government or just anybody else that want to unite, we can unite. That's why I got started the United Countries of the World. If you want to come through that way, if you feel like you want to come through the Jones Family Royal Government way, you want to come through the many ways you can come through, you can connect. We got a way for you to connect to the United Countries of the World. You can just go to www.cbpm.org/United Countries of the World. You can connect with us. The number is not the same on there. You can hit us up at 313-471-1383. That's the only difference that's changed, and the address is a little different too. But you can hit up the Jones Family Royal Government at 313-471-1383, the same number. We also use that as a crisis line. So those of you that are going through a 24 hours issue, need someone to help you get through that. I've been through it, so I know how to do it. You understand? Call us. We're setting up a program. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I think. Well, yesterday, about the music therapy class and having a program. Now, you might not be able to just get in there for free, because of what we have things that we have to get done here. We would like you to have it for free, but people like to get over on that. So it's not free per se, but you got to show that you into it. If you think it's free, then you think you could just do anything, any type of way. Now, what we want to give you is our way of doing things, So the Jones Family Royal Government in a couple of months. And so we're going to be able to do some of our own things. I got something in my mind that I need to put together, but it's going to be unique. I'm thinking about creating my own note, my own money note. I'm thinking about really creating something for people so that you all could have something that set you free in areas and connect with some organizations, so they can understand what we're doing on a whole different, we're doing things in a whole different level. But the Jones Family Royal Government, you can connect with us. Every way we come through, we're trying to get you. The whole thing is family structure. It's family structure in the United Countries of the World. We got other governments that we've connected to. So we're doing a lot of stuff, and you could take an initiative to be a part of us. But I like to say that I want to do the Jones Family broadcast now. That's been enough of this broadcast, WCJC Digital Broadcast, the company. I'm King Calvin Jones Jr. If you want to know more information about WCJC Digital Broadcast and the company, you can hit us up at 313-471-1383. Again, this is King Calvin Jones Jr. I'm the CEO of WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company, CEO of the God Corporation and the Jones Family Royal Government. Thank you for your time. God bless you.
What you gonna do with me, Lord? With me, Lord. With me, Lord. What you gonna do with me, Lord? With me, Lord. With me, Lord. What you thank you, God, for all of the days. You put a hedge of protection around me. You shield me from bottom of my heart, you show me your love, compassion, mercy, and your grace. I really don't know how to thank you, but thank you anyway, because your love is more than enough to fill an empty space in my heart. Now to him who is able to do all things according to the power that work in us, I praise your holy name, Lord Jesus, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end forever. Let brotherly love continue and be not forgetful to entertain stranger, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Now glory, glory, glory to the Lamb of God. With me, Lord, with me, Lord, with me, Lord, what you gonna do?